FF News' coverage of Cybos. Could you please tell our viewers a bit more about yourself? Can you tell us your name, your job role and your organisation?
Yeah, hi, my name is Rajesh Saxena. I look after the retail and central banking business for Intellect Design Arena Limited, based out of Dubai.
Good afternoon. So I'm Selvakumaran, shortly Selva. I'm heading the central banking and treasury operations globally as a business line.
Now, obviously, central banks operate around the world. Are there any kind of interesting quirks you might see from a different central bank? Do you have different central banks coming to you with different kind of challenges?
Absolutely. So we keep dealing with a lot of number of central banks with their executive management team like governors, deputy governors, and directors. So what we consistently face is they are looking for a core banking system which is modern, efficient, scalable, which can support them with efficient and faster implementation of policies. And I'm proud to say that we are fully meeting this objective in full.
If I can just add to that, I think we are one of the unique companies which has a solution for central bank. Many of our competitors and peers sell commercial banking solutions to central banking. So our solution, which is Quantum solution, is uniquely designed for central banks for that purpose. So that's unique. And also I think in terms of people, we have a center of excellence where we have more than 750 people who are domain rich in central bank. So they understand how the functioning of central banks is. So that really helps as we go around for the transformation for central banks.
And what's the kind of mission there? What kind of solution are you trying to solve in the industry?
Great. So the area that I'm focusing on is central banking. We would like to transform the nation's backbone across the world. That's our mission. Coming to GCB, yes, we have solutions for corporate banking and consumer banking, end to end, focusing on core lending and credit cards, aligned with a principle called EMAC.ai, in nothing but event-driven microservices, API first, cloud native and neutral, and headless core with AI enablement. That's what we are focusing on.
What key challenges have you witnessed in central banks here at Cybos and during some of the conversations you've had on the ground? What are the key challenges central bankers are facing?
Yeah, interesting question. See, in today's fast-paced, interlinked, dynamic world, central banks are faced with implementing the policies much faster, and they want to have real-time visibility of operations across the nation, with more control over what they can do at a national level. That's what they are looking for. Perhaps if you look at the monetary policies, they are looking for clear objectives, choice of instruments, and timely rollout of those policies, and a stable and liquid financial market is what is more important and critical for better macroeconomic condition.
How is iGCB helping these bankers navigate this constantly shifting landscape?
Absolutely. So now the quantum central banking, the platform has been uniquely and specially designed for central banks about a decade ago. Since then, we have been transforming many central banks across the continents. If you look at some of the key differentiators, say for example, the solution helps the central banks to generate the balance sheet or financial statements in real time without any reconciliation requirements. And perhaps we support one of the largest central bank, Reserve Bank of India, with about half a $0.7 trillion balance sheet. They are able to generate the balance sheet under a couple of minutes in real time. The second part is all about treasury single account at a national level, giving the visibility of balances spread across the nation, drilling down into ministries, regions, departments, all the way to accounts. Perhaps this is one of the concepts being recommended by World Bank and IMF for bringing efficiency at the country level. The third one is about the advanced payment and settlement mechanism. for supporting the central bank wide, the transactions cutting across monetary policies, collateral management, or reserve portfolio management, and so on and forth with integrated operation. The third one is about real-time integrated currency circulation management. The fourth one is about advanced collateral management and monetary policy tools. And in fact, the solution also is equipped with an advanced composability, extensibility, and integration framework called iTernary, which helps the central banks to fairly quickly configure the processes and put it into production. In fact, the last but not the least is about the ability of the system to handle the scale. We have in fact benchmarked the solution to support over 100 million transactions on a peak day and over 30 million payment messages on a peak day. Having said that, the same solution is being implemented for different segments of central banks, from large central bank to mid-tier central bank to even smaller central bank like Seychelles, or Central Bank of Mauritius or Madagascar, or could be Papua New Guinea, and so on. At the same time, we are also supporting Bank Indonesia, Reserve Bank of India, and we are ready to announce some very large transformation deals in Americas.
So the way that I see any bank is, if its core infrastructure is working 99.99% of the time, not good enough. It needs to have those levels of flexibility and fail-safes in approach. How do you look to ensure that degree of stability, and what's been some of your customers' interactions around that?
Wow, so it's a very interesting question. For example, as the countries are evolving and they are moving with, say, for example, CBDC or real-time faster payments and so on and forth, the central bank infrastructure is supposed to be operational 24/7 by 365 days. There is no exception. There is no concept of making it 99.95, rather it's going to be nearly 100%. So how do we make it happen? The solution has been specially designed to support that kind of a scale, reliability, and availability with superior infrastructure design, not only infrastructure but application level design, and reliability factor in terms of ensuring the world-class security, the world-class checks and controls, so that the system can never go down. Perhaps we support the Reserve Bank of India with 24/7 operations for last few years. And in fact, the Riksbank's backbone for monetary policy and advanced collateral management, which is connected with pretty much all the depositories and payment systems in Europe, is running 24/7 by 365 for last many years.
We've talked about the future a bit, but what's on your roadmap for iGCB?
Absolutely. So we have some very key strategic items that includes launch of CBDCs, integration of Gen AI for some interesting use cases, including the central bank level analytics, or integrated deep risk analytics for market and credit risk, and many other aspects.
Guys, thank you so much for your insights. It's such a fascinating part of banking, so thank you very much.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much. Cheers.